student. The faculty account is jele@bridgeport.edu. And also, if you are looking for my class website, my website is bridgeport.edu/JELEE. Then you can go to my academic website and click the teaching and click the course. Then you can find this. So this is just the syllabus of this course. But it will not be frequently updated. Instead, you need to go to log on Canvas. So we are going to use the Canvas as a class tool. So yes.
Where are you going to upload the videos?
Which one?
The videos from the class. Are you going to still record videos?
Video is only for the distance learning, but in case you want, you can go to the YouTube. You can find the link from the Canvas, the syllabus announcement. Okay. Then my office is Tech Building 156. Okay. Then my office hour is it will be changed. So temporary 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. But if I finalize my office hour, I will let you know. Okay. So we have a very nice GA. He is very smart. And Nancy.
Yeah, my name is Namzi. The second time I'm working for Prof. Salih. So if you have any questions or doubts, please email me, or you can see me at my office hours. It's right after the class. It's 11 to 12, Monday and Wednesday.
So where are you going to have the office hour? Is it cubicle area?
Cubicle area.
Yeah, cubicle area. Okay.
I'll be in PhD too.
Just in front of my office. Okay.
Good luck.
And so, okay. Textbook. This is a new textbook. It's a 7th edition. However, if you already purchased or the handover from your friend or the relative, you already purchased the 6th edition, it's okay. Okay. In terms of contents that we are going to cover in this semester, it's not much different. He and his colleague add the new stuff and also change the format, but in terms of contents, for this class, it's not a big problem. However, for your better understanding of the database and the new technology, I strongly suggest to purchase this textbook. Do not ask me whether I can purchase the international edition or a copied one or a PDF file. I cannot answer that. Okay, so this is our official textbook. Also, when you are taking the core courses, you probably have the 5 courses as mandatory for your graduation. Not undergraduate student, but the graduate student. For others, the OP, Object-Oriented Programming, Database, Operating System, Algorithm, and DCC. It's a network course. So these core courses are core subject for your even future. Okay, not only for graduation, but also for your future. So, which means I'm still using my old textbook. Sometimes, because I'm not genius, I cannot remember everything. Textbook is kind of compact everything related to this topic, well organized. Even though you can find the same contents or the quick answer from internet, like the Google search. Everybody uses the Google search, or Wikipedia sometimes provide the quick answer of your question. But this is textbook usually overview of the most of topic at that time. So I strongly suggest if you want to stay in IT, information technology, or the computer science or computer engineering area for your entire life, so it would be better put your core subject textbook on your shelf. Then whenever you need, you can take a look at. Also, it can remind the fresh mind of when you start your studying and academic career also. Okay. This is a textbook, and 6th edition is fine. So if you take a look at the course schedule, I have I think the chapter number for the old edition, so you can compare. Okay. But sometimes I'm not going to give the each, and for example, if I give the homework from the exercise number may be different. So at the time you need to find, okay, which one is which. Do not pay attention too much to grading policy and grading distribution. It depends on your overall performance. Okay, sometimes if you are so good at any class activity, I'd like to assign more and more. So you may have the more the category to also sometimes because of my mistake, the midterm exam is too tough. Okay, so average is less than 50. And but final exam is too easy, so I need to adjust such a difficulty level. Okay, overall performance. So, but pretty much I try to follow this one. However, if I give usually based on my experience, if I use the same distribution as this one, not many students will get the A or A minus. So, I usually focus on if the overall performance is not better than this grading distribution, I usually focus on B is the middle of the general distribution. Okay, so which means the average is for example 60. 60 around the 60 will be B or B minus and B plus something like that. Email is the best way to communicate each other, which means you can use the message. It's a message on campus. So you can send a message to the campus, then it can be forwarded to my email account, so I can find your messages. So, but do not leave the message in my office phone call. Okay, I do not check every day, every time. So usually once a week I check the left messages. So I think the email is the fastest way to check it. However, sometimes I cannot reply. That doesn't mean I ignore, but if I answer my opinion or my answer, but you do not satisfy, then at that time you'd better ask me to have a meeting. Okay? Sometimes the email is not the best way for communication. So this is the overall schedule throughout the semester. As you know, we have the 16 week. The midterm will be a little bit later than the regular schedule. I think that this is the midterm week, but we will have the midterm week after because of the schedule I will explain later on. And final exam over here. For the distance learning student, just in case the distance learning student is watching this video, distance learning student will take the midterm and final exam together with you guys on campus, which is the department policy. So only this online degree student can take the remote exam. Otherwise, the all students need to take the on-campus exam. In this semester, I'm offering 2 projects. One is if you see the handout, it's already printed out. So database design project, which in this project you are going to design the database. Then using your design database, you can implement it using the Oracle database. Do not ask me why I need to use the Oracle. So the reason I select the Oracle is I'm not the salesman of the Oracle database. I don't like the Oracle is not my most favorite DBMS. It's kind of worst. The most hate the DBMS. It's too big and too large. But the only reason is it's the most popular DBMS still in the market. So when you get a job after graduation, you have the better chance. Okay? Also, I heard that nowadays many of the computer science project and computer science programming, they are using database, the relational commercial DBMS as a database source. So which means I already recognize realized that some of the classroom project at UB, our department used the SQL Server for the data source. So you already got experience. So why don't we use another one for your experience? So it's a good time to catch up. However, the benefit of using relational database that we are going to discuss is not much different than to catch up other the IDBMS. So it's not very difficult. It's very easy to catch up. So because of also all the relational database are based on the same model. So using Oracle database, you implement the database that you design. Then you will implement the application program to access the database. This is the overall project of overview of the project A. And also this is required for all students in this classroom, including undergraduate and graduate students. So this is the group by 2 members. So you can find your the project member. It's a group by 2. Then regarding to the project topic, sometimes I like to give the project topic like why don't you guys implement this time the library database? Okay, then you can design the differently whatever. But this time you can select your own topic based on the discussion with your project member. However, that should be approved by the GA, which means if you select the university database, library database, car dealer database, and movie ticket database, which are too popular. Okay, it's everybody expect this is really something customer, something the student and grade. So it's too easy. So why don't you think about the interesting and unique topic? Also, that should be understood by yourself. So, for example, I'd like to select the NASA engineering whatever the database which you do not know, you cannot understand. So I'm going to study about the NASA engineer or the Pluto project and space shuttle. So it will take a year to understand the topic itself. So when you select or when you discuss about the topic with your friend, so think about your interest. So I'm very interested in the cricket game. How many of you guys they love the cricket game? So many. I spent what like the level, the shot management or something interesting, or if you are interested in the nature. So it's also nature. One of the main problem of managing the nature is too many accessories. So they need the inventory management of them. Okay, and the distributor something. Think about the unique and interesting. Also, that should be managed by yourself and your classmate. Then submit such a project topic and short description to the GA. That is a phase 1. Okay, by the September 1st. It's not that far. You need to start right away. Okay, especially for the new student. I know. Even you still have the jet lag and culture shock, whatever. So I need the time. No, you do not have time to wait until end of due date. So please try to find. So you don't have to be shy. So even though you were shy in your country or hometown, nobody cares. There's no other people. So you can act differently. Then nobody blame. So it's a good time to get away from your familiar area. Okay? So why don't you ask your friend? If you do not have friend in this class, even though you know, it's not a good idea always to make the group with your very close friend. Okay? This is the most the serious problem whenever I offer a group project. It's one of the student member in your group do everything. And the other, no. Okay, that is the most serious problem. Doesn't matter whether the project members are very close or not. So it's a project, okay? We try to mimic the real project, pretend the real project after graduation. So instead of the customer is asking something project topic, you guys decide. So you pretend also your customer, then decide the topic and then design So first thing is the title and the F, the very short description of yours. And it's, for undergraduate, it's a different schedule. So, but for the first page, it's the same thing. Okay, so that is the first page that you need to keep your mind. You need to start right away. Then, throughout the semester, whenever I cover the topic, I'm going to explain the next step, and next step. Finally, the first page, the last page of the project A will be done end of October for graduate student and the middle of November for undergraduate student. Okay, any questions so far? Yes.
Are we required to use the Oracle database or can we
Yes,
use SQL?
required. That's the only the requirement. If you know the SQL Server well, then this is a good time to know other DBMS. If you do not know the SQL Server or other, so why not follow my direction?
So,
Yes.
will you provide the software and stuff?
Software? So no, we will install the UV installer. We already have the Oracle server, and we will provide Oracle account. So is it possible to access out of UV campus? Yes, even out of UV campus, you can access the Oracle database. So to do that, as long as you have the client module, then everything is fine. You don't have to install the Oracle server. However, if you want for your practice, you can download and install. So there's no license. There's a free license for your educational purpose to use the Oracle database. Okay. Any other question? What if I do not know anything about the Oracle database? That's the reason you are here. Don't worry. Okay. If you know everything about Oracle, then it's a good time to review. Okay, so from time to time, I will explain the details about the step-by-step. Okay. Second, also, I think that this week you will get the email or notification from GA when the department set up your Oracle account. Okay. The next project, I'm not going to explain the details about it, but it's a good idea to start earlier. What's going on in the second project. It's probably too late if you just start after the first project. Okay? That's the reason I actually hand out the project B. So in the project B, you are going to implement the index organized table. Is there anyone who heard about the index organized table before? That's good. That's the reason I make the new project for you, or better experience in Oracle. It's not only for Oracle, the relational DBMS that use the index organized table. So eventually, we are going to discuss about the table. Okay, table is like the Microsoft Excel sheet. So where we can store the data. How can we store the data? Organized by relational model. That is a relational database management system that we are going to discuss throughout the semester. Okay? So we need a table. It's a table. So you are going to implement the table. Okay? Using the program language. However, this table can be organized differently. So that is called data structure. Or sometimes it's called the data modeling, database modeling. Okay? Traditional database modeling is based on relational model. What is a relation? You don't have to worry about. We will discuss. That's the most important part of this course. So whatever that is, we are going to use a relational model. That's a traditional way to store your data on a Oracle Informix DB2 SQL Server. However, sometimes, so we need another way to speed up to access the data. At that time, we need indexing structure. So index is, for example, where is it? Index, right? So if you are smart, when I ask something, what is the index? What is the table? So you can use index of the textbook, right? It's sorted by alphabetical order, right? So you don't have to search from the beginning. It's 1,000 200-page textbook. It's too long to check each and every page. Sometimes you can do that in database system. Oh, really? That's faster than the indexing. Really? It's not joking. We will see why later. So you can use the index. That is the indexing structure. So index organized table means, why don't we combine index structure with table structure? So table is a table where we can store the data. Also, it's organized by indexing. So it's an indexed table. Okay? So you are going to implement the index organized table, indexed table. But to simplify the problem, we are not going to use the real file system. Okay? In real DBMS, Oracle Informatics DB2, they store eventually data where? The file, right? Not the memory. The program itself is the memory, but eventually the data will be stored at the hard disk drive. Okay? But in that case, you need to implement the file structure. So also it's more difficult. I'd like to do that, but due to the limited time, so you can implement memory-based, the index organized table. So which means you can store the data in the memory. But in terms of structure, how they are organized is the same thing. Okay? So we will have more time to discuss about this one, but if it's a good idea to start earlier, understand what is the index organized table and how I'm going to implement. Okay? Program language, I do not usually specify the specific program language. You can use the .NET, you can use the C or C++, also you can use the Java, doesn't matter. As long as you satisfy all the requirements. Okay? Any question?
What about C#?
C#, yes, fine. But in my project, usually graphical user interface, like the fancy and nice, it's not very important. Okay? The more important thing is whether you guys understand the requirement, which means the algorithm, and whether you implement correctly. Okay? Any other? This is one of the worst example how to cheat the project. I'm not sure whether you guys know. Probably you know. There's a website to bid for bidding the project. Do you know that? There's a website, so you can put on this project on the website. Is there anyone who can implement the project? Then they will ask, this is $10, $20, $100. Then if you can pay, then you can get the source code. Good news for me, but bad news for you is there is a group of people who try to detect whether this project is Classroom Project 1. Okay, they compare. I'm going to upload this one to the website. Then they compare this project with the posted project in that website. If they are matched, then they email me. So one of your students posted your project for bidding. So please do not. So far, 3 times I called to such a case. Okay? So please do not use such a thing. It's a waste of your money. Believe me. Okay? Any other question before I start? Okay. Oh, exercise 1. So throughout the semester, for your practical experience, we are going to have the 5 times of the exercise class as scheduled in the class website. The first one will be, when is the first one? The September 9th. Okay? We do not have classes September 7th because of the Labor Day. Labor Day? I think the Labor Day. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes, so Labor Day, we do not have the class September 7th. Usually, not usually, every time. First Monday of September is the holiday, it's the Labor Day. So we do not have a class. Instead, on September 9th, we will have the first exercise lab. In the exercise lab, you need to come to the 163, the computer room. Okay? It's just in front of my office, so you don't have to come to here. Then I think that we will accommodate all students, but just in case if you want use your own laptop, then you can use your own laptop to connect the Oracle database. But first exercise lab you don't need. First exercise lab for the ER modeling using the Irwin software. So in that case, if you want to install your Irwin software, contact the. Do you get the CD? Or why don't you ask Omar? Then he will give the CD for those who want to install the Irwin software to your laptop or computer. For educational purpose, then actually they can use free. Then the second, third, fourth, and fifth will be the SQL and database program. So definitely this exercise lab cannot cover every topic in the Oracle database. So this is just the starting testing of the SQL and Oracle database. Probably we can cover the 5 to 10% of the SQL. The other 90% is your responsibility to catch. It's not very difficult if you can follow my direction. Okay. Any other question? What time is it? It's 10:20. Okay. Our last thing is a Canvas. If you are new here, the Canvas can be accessed from the UB website at bridgeport.edu, or you can click the somewhere here in this one. It will direct to the login page of the Canvas. So Canvas is our academic tool, including the DR course. So especially DR student need to use a lot for that, the website, the Canvas. Also all submission and the grading and everything via this website. So you can see. I'm not sure whether your interface is the same as mine. Pretty much similar. Then you can select the course over here. Then you can see there any, for example, even though it's a 350, don't worry, it's a database design. Then assignment and syllabus and grade. In case the school is canceled because of the weather that may happen during the winter, especially spring semester, I'm going to use the tool, is it Wimba? So online, the lecturing tool. So I will inform you details in case we need to use such a online, the classroom, something like that. Is there any specific name? Wimba? It was Wimba, but anyway, it's online. Using the video, then we can have the class in case the UB campus is closed. Okay. Hassan? I think Hassan was here, no? Ukarshan, yes. Are you new here or how many semesters?
The second semester.
Second semester? Okay. So, what is a database? This is mostly my first question in my classroom. It's okay if you knew, it's very good. If you do not know the answer, that's the reason you are here,
No,
right?
I'm trying.
Yes, sure.
Database is one kind of storage.
So what kind of storage?
Storage system.
Storage
You can
system
store the
for
data.
what?
To store the data. Like
Data. It's
in
store the data,
In
right?
the form of video, audio.
Form of video, audio. So I think it's a
Like
little
textual
bit
data.
too far. So we will think about the video and the image later. Okay. So we will think about the data. So he said that he answered it's a something, right? It can be system, it can be storage to store the data. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. Then we need to think about what is the data, right? So database is something. We will discuss what does that mean, something. But it stores the data. What is the data?
It is the information.
Yes?
It is the information of
Information of
of a person. or
person,
thing.
not only person, everything, right?
Everything.
Yeah, so it's a kind of information.
Processed
Then
information. Processed information.
process the information. That's a huge difference. Actually, when we are saying the data is information, which means it's the same. Data and information are same. Maybe, but there might be different. But he said what?
Processed information.
Process the information. So what is the difference between the information and the data? So when you meet a new friend, so like I'm very interested in the girlfriend, so I'd like to know any information about her, right? But you don't say, I need any data about her. So what is the difference? Data and information, probably a little bit different meaning, but there's no problem to live in the world, in this world, even though you do not know the difference between the information and data. However, as a computer science student, especially graduate level, okay, you should know the difference. So he answered one thing, processed. Who processed it?
I'm not sure.
You are not sure?
Database management system.
Database management? What is your major?
Computer science.
Computer science. Then who processed information? Computer,
Yeah.
right? So when we are talking about information, information is everything. Okay? Everybody can use the term of information. So information about him, information about the world, information about the UB. UB is a horrible, the beautiful traffic university. So it's the information, right? So Professor Lee is one of the worst professor. Okay, that's the reason not many students are taking. So information is everything, right? You can get. However, what about the data? Data is, when is the first time in your life to heard about data? You cannot remember. But did you use the data when you were in the elementary or the kindergarten? Probably not. Right? So you use probably information. Even information is not just such a child term. So information is general word. It's general word in everything. But data might be a little bit specialized. How? This can be process the information. Yes,